Good evening, YouTube. It's Joe from Mega Newsreader. Today is Monday, February 27th, 2012. The article that we are reading is from Infowars.com. It was written by Paul Joseph Watson. The article is titled, Utah Lawmakers Urge Congress to Repeal Indefinite Detention Law. Utah has become the latest state to revolt against the indefinite detention provision of the National Defense Authorization Act, introducing a resolution urging Congress to repeal the law that allows Americans to be incarcerated without trial. Following in the footsteps of Virginia, which earlier this month passed a House bill that codifies noncompliance with the kidnapping provisions of Section 1021 and 1022 of the NDAA. The resolution expresses disapproval of the same provisions, noting that they serve to violate a right guaranteed by the United States Constitution and the Utah Constitution. Be it further resolved that the Legislature of the state of Utah, the governor concurring therein, urges the United States Congress to repeal or clarify Sections 1021 and 1022 of the 2012 NDAA to protect the rights guaranteed by the United States Constitution and Utah Constitution, states the resolution. The NDAA bill, which was signed into law by President Obama under the radar on New Year's Eve while he was on vacation, hands the government power to allow the military to indefinitely detain terror suspects, including American citizens arrested in the United States without charge. Republican Senator Todd Weiler, the chief sponsor of the resolution, fears the indefinite detention provisions of the bill could be used against American citizens, just as the Patriot Act has been used against non-terrorists, telling the Salt Lake Tribune, "I have a legitimate fear this National Defense Authorization Law will do the same thing," emphasizing how opposition to the indefinite detention provisions of the NDAA crosses partisan lines. Both the American Civil Liberties Union and the conservative Utah Eagle Forum expressed their support for the resolution. Our concern is in the definition of terrorist, the Eagles Forum's Delane England told the Salt Lake Tribune. Our current administration has already called people pushing back against the current administration terrorists. Indeed, under the Obama administration, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, and the National Counterterrorism Center have jointly identified those described as homegrown violent extremists by characterizing criticism of government as an indication of terrorism. In all 62 of the cases reviewed by those agencies recently, such homegrown terrorists were found to have increasingly spoke out against the government and blamed the government for perceived problems. Despite Obama's signing statement claiming he would not use the bill to detain American citizens without trial, it was the administration itself which demanded the kidnapping provisions applied to U.S. citizens and not merely foreign terrorists. The anti-NDAA resolution, which is currently making its way through the Utah House, could be the precursor for a binding legislation along similar lines to the bill passed in Virginia. According to the 10th Amendment Center, which has been tracking the nationwide revolt against the NDAA, a total of 9 states have now introduced resolutions or bills in opposition to the indefinite detention of American citizens.